Hi, my name is Carlene Ross. I'm a wildlife artist and a life coach. On this page, I'm going to share many different tips and tricks on what it's like to live within the world of being an artist, as well as ways to become in tune with your emotions in the present moment so that you can avoid and overcome overwhelm. Today, I wanted to come on and just talk a little bit about sharing my thoughts about how artists are people too. In my life coaching, I am a certified grief recovery method specialist, and I was drawn to that genre of helping people once I had lost my mother. Up until that point, I had lost many different individuals in my lives. I have had over 15 friends that have left my life who have died, who have gone on to the other realms, depending on how you want to word it. And I thought I understood death. When my mother passed away, it was sudden and it was quick. I was not aware of how sick she was because she had kept it so hidden from us. Up until that point, I was a full-time artist. I was working with my sea turtle artwork and I was getting it recognized across North America. In that instant of her death, everything stopped for me. I no longer had that creative spark. I couldn't sit in front of my canvas. I was consumed, and rightfully so, within the emotions that I was processing following her death. To many other people, they saw that I had frozen in time. That's what they saw. But what they didn't realize is how hard I was working on the inside, how hard I was aligning with who I was, what my truths were, and what my emotions were bringing me. See, up until that point, I had ignored all my emotions. I had ignored everything that I have ever processed as a highly sensitive person. And all my walls and barriers came crashing down. And I was looking at who I truly was. It was a struggle because I had identified myself as an artist up until then. And what that meant was that I worked with my art every single day. I processed, I was in the public eye. And now I no longer was. Did that make me not an artist? The answer is simply no. An artist is not what we do. An artist is who we are. It is what we bring out through us, not from us, into the world to see. I had a lady come to buy a limited edition print from me. And her words struck me so profoundly. Because she said, I needed to come buy your art because you're no longer an artist. At this point, my mother had only been gone for 2 months. There really wasn't a lot of time. But what ends up happening in society is we think following the funeral, all emotions are done. It's processed. And until you go through a deep loss of a deep, close relationship, you don't really understand that it takes time to process and work with tools to overcome and move through the grief that you have, the losses you have. Work with your emotions, not against them. Many people come and speak to artists as if we aren't normal people, as if we just pop up with the artwork that we showcase. We bring complex lives with us. We bring beautiful awarenesses about the world that we showcase to others. And I wanted to just get on here to talk that it's okay if you are going through loss. It's okay if you've lost that spark for a little while. Just remember that it hasn't gone away. It is still there. You just have to wait until the time is right for you to reconnect with it. Now, waiting isn't sitting there just waiting for it to happen. You have to take action, and this is where the coaching comes in. You need to work. You need to process. Overcoming and moving through grief and loss, regardless if you're an artist or you're just who would be considered just a person. You need to know that there are tools and there are methods to overcome and work through your losses. There are many different people out there that can help you, from energy workers to psychologists to counselors to doctors to friends to coaches. Any path is correct if it leads you to the right destination. Thank you for watching and listening to what I wanted to share about how artists are people too, and how we too experience grief and loss, and what that looks like within our own realm of creation.